13. Aftermath. Errol glances in the rearview mirror, certain that he's about to see the black saucer charging up its energy weapons to vaporize them, but there's nothing. The air above the observatory is completely empty, as if the spacecraft had never even been there. It's as if Dr. Lumen had never even been there. He feels betrayed. There should be a more powerful word for it, but that's all that comes to mind. So much has happened since Eliza walked through their door, he can hardly believe it's only been 2 days. But it has only been 2 days. For everything that was crammed into the past 48 hours, that woman is still a stranger. And so is Zebulon. It's a different kind of feeling thinking about the Grand Head. Sourness, rage. After having the Hyperborean walk side by side with him through the halls of his own mind, it feels like having let something vile into his home. Like a serial killer wearing the mask of a beloved relative. He feels like a small, stupid primate, his existence reduced to little more than a game piece. He doesn't realize that he's been rambling out loud until Pat responds to his whining. Maybe it's a side effect of having temporarily been granted telepathy.
Could you just not?
She says. Not what? He snaps. Be angry?
Feel sorry for yourself, she says. It's selfish and annoying.
He presses his lips together, but the dam breaks after only a few seconds. How would you feel, he grumbles, if you thought for once in your miserable life that a superior being had called upon you for something great, only to find that you were just as insignificant as everyone else on this stupid planet? She stops the car along the wooded road and stares at him. Her gargantuan, magnified eyes betray the seriousness of the glare she's throwing down.
You know you're an asshole, right?
Fuck you.
Just as insignificant as everyone else? She spits. What the hell does that even mean?
He blushes with indignation. She grips the steering wheel and twists her fingers around it as if trying to strangle the car to death.
What I would think, if that happened to me, she says slowly, is that you can't be superior if you think others are inferior. That Nebulon guy is just as much of a stupid asshole as you are, just with lasers.
He looks away. Something cold and shivery wriggles throughout his body, and he has to jam his fist up under his nose to stop from crying. He sits tensely like that for a long time, pretending that he can't feel his sister's eyes on him. Finally, once all the nasty feelings have been arrested and put in their rightful places, he allows himself a gasping intake of breath, swallows, and says, "It's like a catch-22.
What are you talking about?
Zebulon and his people can't be superior to me if he treats me like an inferior." He turns to her and tries to smile triumphantly, but his cheeks are scared of his lips. "If you think about it, we're far superior." She stares at him blankly for a minute before putting the car back into drive.
I'm sure we'll get there eventually.
Besides, he holds up the canister and stares into the jittering mass of strange-lit goo. "We still have this." She doesn't look at the object.
What are we going to do with it?
Errol doesn't want to admit that he hasn't thought that far ahead. He grasps at the nearest straw. "Granny Sin," he announces. "We'll find her."
Wasn't she the one who tried to kill us in the canyon?
Do you have a better idea? She shrugs.
We could take it to the police.
Are you crazy? He barks. World War III is going to happen eventually, and when it does, do you really want any of the major powers having a weapon like this?
How do we even know that it does what Dr. Lumen says it does? She could have just been lying. Maybe she's just an alien spy, and this was all a ploy to get you to take her back to the mothership.
She drove us here.
And I'm driving now.
It's his turn to glare. Just take us back toward the cabin.
Okay.
She throws up her hands.
But if we get caught by those creeps in the suits, I'm pulling in Eliza and telling them you kidnapped me.
You couldn't perform half as well as her if you tried.
I didn't realize you were in love.
Just go. She gives him the driest grin and sets off further down the mountain. It's not until they reach the highway that Errol remembers the pileup they caused on the way up. He wonders aloud how many cruisers are going to swarm their car once they get on the road.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about, says Pat. Is that thing giving you brain damage?
He looks at the glittering green strangelet and wonders, would it be better to blame this thing or a reminder that he's just that dumb sometimes? We should go back, he says.
Where?
We'll check the map. I'm sure there's a way around the other side of the mountain.
Around the other side?
She scoffs.
Yeah, no. That'll take forever.
We can't be seen on the road after what happened.
We'll be fine.
Errol groans aggressively.
We could just turn ourselves in,
she repeats. Is that what you want to happen? Seems like you're real eager to throw me under the bus.
Really, Errol? Under the bus?
She shakes her head.
Too soon.
Oh my God. She changes tone.
We'll drive real slow and cautious. If we don't act suspicious, no one will suspect us. Why would they expect this car to be returning to the scene of the crime?
Errol slumps down in his seat. This is so stupid.
You're going to jinx us.
She casually turns up the radio and starts bopping to one of the worst pop songs Errol's ever heard. He stares out the window and tries to pretend he's not holding a weapon of mass destruction while passing by the scene of a former friend's recent killing spree. The aftermath is clearly visible. Hubcaps, shredded tires, and distorted chunks of metal are strewn about along either side of the road for almost a quarter of a mile. And yet, despite all the destruction, the traffic up and down the road just carries on like it never happened. Pat just carries on too, vibing to the music like she's on her way to get her nails done. She catches him rubbernecking and jolts the car. The canister slips out of his hands for one heart-dropping second, and he curses. What the hell, Pat?
Don't you kind of wish you went up there with her?
She asks. What?
I don't think there's ever been a time you haven't wanted an alien to sit on your face. You finally get a chance, and suddenly you've got some kind of moral obligation not to go?
Are you serious? He scoffs. This is more important than what I want.
I don't think it is.
Errol doesn't know if she's making fun of him. You think I should just forget the world and go live on the moon?
I think you don't know what you want.
And you do?
Yes.
And what is that, pray tell?
Don't say pray tell, you freak.
She turns down the terrible music, but not out of mercy.
I think,
she explains,
that you just want to be awesome.
Huh?
You don't really care about protecting the world from God's booger. You just want to be the one to do it.
He feels something blisteringly hot rising up in his throat. Why are you being a bitch?
Do you feel anything?
I feel like I want to punch you. She shrugs.
It was worth a shot.
What was?
I wanted to see if you could liquefy my brain because this drive is so boring.
He doesn't laugh, and thankfully she shuts up. The music stays low for the next mile or two until they reach the road that curves back up into the mountains toward the cabin. She merges, turns onto the old warm pavement, and smiles.
I told you there was nothing to worry about.
Don't be so sure.
Oh, calm down, Errol. You're not the only one who's miserable, but I'm the only one trying to do anything about...
No. He cuts her off and points up the road where a nondescript black car is pulled up along the side.
Hikers,
she says noncommittally. He doesn't bother correcting her. She keeps driving at the same speed, but before they're able to pass the car, it revs its engine and veers out in front of them. A second later, two other cars pull up behind, walling them in from both sides. Oh, fuck. Errol buries his head in his hands and starts hyperventilating. Several of the car's doors open, and he can hear fancy shoes crunching on the pavement, then a soft rap on the driver's side window. Pat rolls it down to reveal a balding man with a nose too tall for his face. He leans down and smiles awkwardly like he might have gas. He looks at the two Ritters with the same confused, almost concerned expression that Dr. Lumen had first greeted them with, then his eyes fall on the canister between Errol's knees. Where's Eliza? He asks.